Howdy, Ayebawl here. Welcome to another episode of Factorio with Arumba's Angel plus Bob mod pack. So, I head back to the main base and I gather up some resources so I can build the other set of steam engines and the boilers. And while I'm here, I do some inventory adjustment. So, after I get this next set up, I should have 80 boilers. And that should net me about 40 megawatts. The thing is that they're Mark IIs, so it should be better, but yet it's not. Or maybe I just have it wrong. They're supposed to be more efficient with the water, so maybe I should be able to house more steam engines, therefore netting more electricity. In either case, the steam engines are initially the first setup as a primary source of electricity until you get solar power up and running. Then after you get solar power up and running, the steam engines are basically there to help out during the nighttime. So I'm going to go ahead and clear out some more of my inventory space and gear up to go attack those biters. It's time to clear them out. So with the mod autofill, it makes this pretty easy. I just have to lay the gun turrets down and then repair them and then pick them back up. So I do leave a gun turret on the resources just to kind of help prevent them from growing back or from the biters respawning. Uh, Back in the day, you used to be able to leave down a victory pole or like the wooden electric pole or something, and the way that the biters spawn rate was programmed, they wouldn't spawn near entities that have been built. But that has changed. There's probably some kind of criteria that needs to be. Like, for example, like, maybe in a assembly machine, 4 or 5 of them, plus some other stuff that they'll spawn away from. But for now, I'm just going to leave a gun turret there. So if something does come by, it'll be like an early warning system. So I plan just to push them back just enough away from the base. I did kind of contemplate about building walls between the lakes, just as an extension of the natural borders. But the resources that entail into maintaining that kind of defensive line, I just don't have yet. Like I'm barely even able to maintain science right now. So I'm definitely going to have to revamp my smelting process to be able to produce more. And when I say more, I mean like the raw materials, as in iron plate, steel. I'm not usually using copper plate so much right now. So I noticed that this little setup that I had, it was not distributing the raw ore evenly. It was doing like a bell curve. So I added one line of uh, belt, and it seemed to kind of help out, but the inner two chests were still receiving more than the middle chest, as I found out later. But it was a lot better than what was previous, so I ended up just leaving it as that. So by the time I get done, or right here, there's a large spider that just ran off. Uh, so the evolution factor of the biters now reached where they're spawning large biters, and that could be problematic. Where the large biters do have a damage reduction, so I personally will not be able to survive shooting just one large biter. If I ever see a large biter, the only way to destroy it would be to lay down a gun turret or to run towards one. So that's going to be it for the pushing the biters back. So I head back to the outpost and I lay down some more miner drills to set up the opposite side so that when I'm filling up the cargo hold, it's filling up from both sides. So I take see what I'm saying? The the two in the middle end up having more than the the other two that are in the middle. So I'll repair what little damage was left behind from the last biter attack, and then I head on back to the base. And on my way back, I was checking the amount of ammo the gun turrets have. So the area looks a little bit more cleared out. I should have less attacks until they respawn. So now that they're pushed back, it's time to get working on the oil. I need to get these three oil drills set up and sent back to the depot area. So I got coal on one side of the track, so I'm going to set up the oil on the opposite side. And I'm going to try and use those oil tankers, or the rail tankers. So these are new from my point of view. The previous version just had, instead of having four individual tanks, there was just one long tank. And you just had to use two spaces in the middle to connect your pipe. These, on the other hand, I cannot figure out how to connect the pipe. I don't know if I was doing something wrong or not, but I just couldn't get it to work out. So I build a diesel engine and I get it to line up with the train spot. Like maybe that was it. It just wasn't lined up right. I thought maybe a heavy pump. No. Usually the pipes will give you some kind of indication if they connected to something or not. And when I lay down the pipes on both sides of the rail tanker, it showed nothing. Well, granted, I didn't have any actual fluid. Maybe if there was, there just wasn't some kind of graphics entity to show that it was connected. You just have to have good faith. But I ended up giving up on the rail tanker and decided just to go with the conventional cargo containers and just barrel it up, throw it on there, ship it out. Kind of goes along with the theme I already have anyways, so works out. Oh, yeah, I did try the fluid. Still didn't work. So this setup is two cargo containers. One of them will house the barrels filled with the fluid, and the other one will house the barrels that are empty. That way I don't have to deal with filter inserters. Make the train gray for that. Oh. So, this is why you don't manually drive your trains. So I set up the spot to take the oil out of the steel barrels, and then I pipe that down to the depot area. Had to head back to the bus to gather up some resources. So I decided to put the oil on the same line as the coal. The track's long enough; it can hold two trains. And coal isn't exactly all what it is. Precious, just I'm not lacking of it. So if the coal train has to wait a little bit as the oil train drops the stuff off, it should be all right. So yes, I did initially build it reversed, but I am back on track now. So I still some steel barrels from other requester chests because I needed this train to have some barrels before it was sent out. Now I can't use wait until cargo is empty. That just did not work out. And I could not find the barrel that housed the multi-purpose or multi-purpose use oil, which is being contained. So I just went with 30 seconds on both sides. So I noticed that the raw gas is backed up, and the reason for it was the gas, the gray stuff. So I reversed the pump and decided to take some out of storage so that the separator had room to pump it out. So I definitely need to do some modifications to my plastic production. And in the meantime, I have crushed stone and stone that is just constantly building up. I need to find a way to take care of it. And just my luck, those chests were just outside the range of the logistics area. Alright, well that's going to be it for today, so I will see y'all tomorrow.